Do you remember, like, are you smelling your armpit?
Yeah, I'm smelling my armpit.
I remember thinking, it was like, I hope every ex-boyfriend I've ever had sees this poster. and
Excuse me, I'm pig pen now. I just have bugs flying around my head. Welcome to our weird room in the middle of nowhere.
I love this.
In outer space.
Our weird room with our succulents.
Yes, thank you. Never sees actual sunlight in here. Oh my God.
We haven't seen each other in a year.
It has been, right? Because we were about to say, I think it's been a year.
I think it's been a year, which is so crazy.
Kind of tracks for us. Like, we don't see each other for a really long time. And then we jump right back into it as if no time has passed.
I know, we just
do all the time. And
literally walk in. I was doing my singles for the shoot, and it was just like, before we knew it, we're partying at the piano.
I went right into my role, which is like right there. I was like, this is exactly the scene I'm supposed to walk into. I was like, there she is.
Is everybody so good?
College.
Can you believe it?
No, I can't. I can't. But I'm also like,
is this his first year?
He's going into it in the fall. So I know. I'm giving him like cheerleading vibes. I'm just like, he's going to take his little like backpacking trip through Europe this summer, which I'm very excited about. So hostel. I can't believe it though. But we've known each other since
Ryder was he? No, you've known him since before he was born.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've known each other since before I had Ryder.
Showered. Yes.
Oh my God.
Babies.
We were babies. And I was a baby having a baby. Remember?
I was so impressed by you, Kate Hudson. Like, so much was happening in your life at the same time, with Almost Famous and then marriage and then a baby, and the way you navigated your world. I just remember flying out there to Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed in the sun.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yes, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
The Slutton.
The Slutton house.
And
just being like, how does she compartmentalize all of these things and still have like, be present for every moment that you're in, instead of being like, I just was definitely nowhere near that space. I was like I could do one thing. But the fact that you still like are able to have all these things in the air and just like arrive, like how do you do that?
I don't know.
Please tell me how.
I don't know.
Is it meditation?
I meditate, but I wasn't really meditating then.
Yeah, no.
I was just like living, man.
Yeah, you were also just like so knew yourself, it seemed like. Like you were so self-possessed.
You know what I think, honestly?
Yes.
You know what I think it was, is that I met Chris, my ex-husband.
Yes.
And we were so in love. It like grounded everything.
Yes.
So anything else that was happening work-wise, it like took me out of any self-important like, or like this like thing like, oh, I need to have this for myself. It was all just like, I have it. I have this like great love. So it kind of like grounded me at the time.
Yeah.
And then we got divorced. And then that didn't happen anymore.
But you were already tethered. This is a random question.
Okay.
Did you know that it was going to be your face with the sunglasses on for the poster of Almost Famous?
Oh, God, no. No. And you know what? I remember Cameron.
You must have cracked yourself.
I literally was, yes. I couldn't believe it. It was like one of those things where it was like a dream that was being like happening, but it was a pinch me kind of thing. And the craziest was—
That's nuts.
I remember seeing it and Cameron telling me, because he like kind of like, gave me the whole thing, and then I saw it and I was like, oh my God. But the craziest was it was in Times Square. And it was so big, and I was just like, I did not feel connected to it. I was like, that is so weird.
Oh, the fact that he was like, this is the heart of the movie. Like, I was right here.
That whole experience was amazing. I do remember thinking, the only thing that I remember thinking was like, I hope every ex-boyfriend I've ever had sees this poster. I was like, yes. Every guy who's ever rejected me,
Times Square,
walks through Times Square.
That bug. Oh my God, that's amazing. But that is nuts, Kate. Like, that is really heady and trippy.
It was pretty trippy. I was so young, you know what I mean? It was pretty wild. Well, what was your first job?
My first job was a show in Cleveland called Hickory Hideout, and it was me, and I talked to two squirrels, Nutso and Shirley Squirrely. And there was a treehouse, and there was a puppet named Know It Owl. And so that was like I'd had that job from, I think, 4th grade to, I don't know, when I was 12. And I got to miss Mondays from school. This was in
Really?
Cleveland,
Oh my
local
God.
television. And it was spectacular.
I need to. Can I see these?
I
Can
think you
send
can
them to
see
me?
them. I I think have a Dorothy Hamill for the
Oh,
entirety of
I
it.
can't
Yeah,
stand
that was,
it.
you have to see it.
And P and S and O.
I think my first job was probably Crossing Jordan. It was this like
Yeah.
show I got right after school, and I came out here and had no idea. It was supposed to be 4 episodes, and all of a sudden it was like 7 years.
It was a.
Have you
that was
done a long television?
Running Point's the first show I've ever done.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
I mean, not done. I did a show with Octavia Spencer,
Yes.
but like that, like a series that I'm in, like maybe for a long time.
What was about this one that you were like, yes?
I just read the log line, honestly, and I was like, I'm gonna do this show. I just knew it immediately. It was Mindy Kaling and Ike
Right.
Barinholtz, who you got to work with on The
Yeah.
Studio, and Dave Stassen, who's awesome.
Thoreau, hilarious.
Oh, Justin, the whole cast. But even before that, it was like, they sent me the script. It was loosely based on Jeannie Buss, who's the president of the Lakers. And
You knew?
yeah, who I knew like since I was like 14, 15. And I was like,
crazy.
I just knew me. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do. And I love sport. I love sports.
Yeah, you love sports.
Grew up with all brothers, all boys, and it was just like such a huge part. Sports are such a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
So to play like a president of a sports team in a comedy that Mindy's at the helm of, I was like, I'm gonna do this. I
Yeah.
just knew it.
And also,
And then I read it.
There's a lot of trade rumors floating around. Right now, you're still on the waves, and
it was crazy because we've kind of watched each other grow up to see your evolution because you're so powerful in it by everything that you do. And you're also so freaking funny, Kate Hudson. Like your physical comedy in this. And it's like that assuredness you have still, that like confidence underneath all of it. It's like, I was joking when I came in today. I'm like, oh, look at that. I thought it was a light bulb and it's Kate Hudson. Like you just cannot take your eyes off of you in anything you do.
I could say the same about you, Kathryn Hahn.
Kathryn Hahn. Wait, should we go back to How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Yes. Yeah. First of all, you make me feel so cozy. Thank
I
you.
know,
for
me
saying
too.
that.
Me too, I love you.
I love you so much. It's like too much. We shouldn't be doing this interview. And be like, I
Mind
love
if
you,
we
I
just
love you, I love
Lounge on the ground.
you. Do you remember the audition as well as I remember
Yes.
your audition? Can we talk about
yes,
that a little
please.
bit? Because it was like one of the great moments of all time. And it was me and Linda Opes, and
Yes.
we were looking for like
Linda.
my besties, I know.
know.
And you came in like all fluster.
Sure.
Right?
Probably.
Like, do you remember, like, are you smelling your armpit?
Yeah, I'm smelling my armpit.
I'm like, is it me or is it you? Because it's definitely most likely me.
It's definitely me. I just checked. No, I remember I couldn't find this parking spot. I was so sweaty. I couldn't believe I was meeting you. I think Peachy was there, the director. I can't remember.
Yeah,
Probably
Donald was there. Yeah,
I
Donald
ran
was there.
in a ruckus, and you were again like so welcoming.
And you were like everything I think anyone would ever hope and wish for, even as they know you now. Like you came in and you were just like, oh my God. I was like, I couldn't find the parking and I couldn't, and you had this bag and I don't even know what was in it. It was like you were traveling. I was like,
It was right
what
after my
does she
weekend.
have in the bag?
My weekend.
Like there was
or
just
my day.
stuff coming. I was like, and I immediately was like, I love this woman so much. And you were like, okay. And you were like, okay. And I forget what scene we were doing.
It wasn't me getting broken up with maybe at the beginning or the therapist scene.
It was one of those. It was definitely one of them.
One of those.
But then you're in the middle of the scene and like her like Nokia, your Nokia flip
basically a
phone
flip
was like,
phone.
brrr, brrr, and she was like, oh my God. And then she's like, hold on, I gotta get the phone. And you get the phone, you're like, I'm in the middle of an audition. And I was like, and I remember looking at Linda and I was like, this is my best girlfriend in life.
Forever.
Forever.
That was my friend Patrick who called, and I still give him crap about it. And also, he's very proud to have been a part of that audition in some
was
small
just-
way.
It was like
was
the
the
most
best.
memorable.
I know.
I think you might have been a little late too. Were you late?
sure.
Yeah. And I remember
Probably added to the
I
it's a miracle I get cast in anything.
I remember reading this thing on Instagram that like people who are late actually end up being the most successful because they're remembered the most. I was like, that was Kathryn's audition. It was like, if you don't remember this like hurricane that just entered the room.
Wait, that's an amazing thing I'll hold on to next time I'm in
Ugh,
traffic,
the
mad at myself,
best.
having somebody call to say I'm running 5 minutes late.
Well,
What happens?
we got to do that, and we had the time. We had so much fun.
Oh my God.
That was just the
That was
best.
like it's my first movie. It was
Yeah.
my first movie.
Yeah.
I mean, mutual admiration society because I love you so much. But like to have you as the lead of it was so grounding. I don't know what I imagined it would be like, but I certainly didn't imagine it to feel like that fun. Just so freaking fun and loose and like supported. I didn't feel like anyone had to like, you just created such an environment of like just everybody playing. Like nothing took itself seriously.
I can also say the same for me though too, because like, you know, even though it was your first movie, your ability was so incredible and like
Oh.
inspiring. No, really, your improv ability, like,
Ooh.
and
Excuse me, I'm pig pen now. I just have bugs flying around my head. I'm
every fly,
just always
like
popping up.
like a little bird start. We're like, no.
Bird flies by, just like craps on my shoulder. It's good luck.
Okay.
Yeah, but that experience.
But and like I remember when we did the therapist scene and you just like everything that you were giving, it was almost hard for me to even exist in that scene because you were just so goddamn funny. And
it's hard for both of us in that scene. We were both, that was a difficult one for me. I was holding on by a thread. When you put the Kleenex under your armpits, I did not know. I was like, oh, it's happening right now. I remember Sweet McConaughey just being like we were on like a trip for a second. The two of us.
He's like, what is happening?
What is going on?
We were just going.
Go with it. It was, that was brilliant. It was so
And
freaking
I
fun.
remember also like when you came in crying because your boyfriend broke up with you, I remember having to open the door and I couldn't keep it together because you're just so good. And I was like, every time I open the door, I'm like, I'm so sorry.
If I remember also, I had a really huge breakout. And so
that's
we
right, you
thought,
had the-
if you put the Maria Badescu, so I had,
we put the pimple cream
and just left the pimple cream on it crusty. So that also was,
so much
a
fun.
lot of vanity.
But we fell in love, and then we had all of our little like fun things on set, like
So
put my
much.
keys in the purse, which was just like we had these like weird things that we came up
we
with.
made
and
giant posters of.
I
Like we
did.
had our own little mythology.
We had our own language,
Yes.
yeah, and
the weekend trips. Like that was like the bar was then set for me on like what it was to be in a movie in like an ensemble that dug each other. Like the bar was forever raised after that experience. It for sure was. And then to see each other.
oh my god! And then we got to do
Glass Onion.
years later, Glass Onion, which was
know.
another incredible experience.
Which was another one of those experiences that I'll like never forget as long as I live.
Which brings us to witchcraft because I believe that I read your cards on your birthday.
I
under
was
a
thinking
full
about
moon.
that. Yes, you said some great things, but anyway.
What did I say?
It's time to let things go.
Oh
You have
yeah,
something you're
well,
holding
you know, I
on
told you
to.
I don't remember anything.
Oh, I know
I'm
you
like,
get like a.
I'm
I know
like-
it's amazing, but
I
I was
get
like,
all-
I keep thinking about it, and it was exactly what was supposed to be said at that moment. It's pretty amazing. Still happening.
And then as we're doing that, you got the word of like the whole Agatha.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that
It was like I'd done WandaVision, so it was like I got the word there that they wanted to do the Agatha show. That was
Right.
nuts.
How did that feel?
I mean, I couldn't tell anybody for a while, and so it just kind of felt like vapors, like we were in the middle of nowhere. I had no idea that was a possibility. I love that part so much. I just freaking love a witch. I know you love a
Yeah,
witch.
I love.
So it was.
I
You
am
are
a
a witch. Yeah. So it felt very. I couldn't believe I got to do it with that part too. It was just delish.
You call what you did special treatment. You gave me nothing.
It's so much fun.
I
That
know.
show is so
It's
much
so
fun.
fun.
I loved watching it, and of course, had some insight.
Yes.
But like, oh my God. It
Felt like the
was-
Goonies. Like there was parts of it, like when we were sliding down the slides, we kept being like, this is like we're in the Goonies. How fun is this?
It seems like that's challenging because you have to sort of walk the line of sort of this like big kind of like humor, but then go into these like, it's really, there's some really emotional
Yeah.
moments. Like, that last episode is like,
Yeah.
yeah. Was that challenging, or were your showrunners like mine where they're just so awesome and help you and keep you kind of in line of all of the stuff that you're supposed to be?
100%. I
Yeah.
felt like they were, like I kept saying they were like emotional script supervisors. There was someone to kind of be like, this is where you're, because when you've got the thing in front of you that's so rock solid, you don't really have to do anything but like play the play in front of you, which made it easier. I didn't have to feel I didn't feel like I was muscling it, because that feeling when you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. Everything feels a little off. Like this just felt like
Yeah.
there was like a flow from the beginning, and so that makes all those little like tiny adjustments in, I guess, scale or
Yeah.
emotion, it just makes it easier because the underneath feels so true and right. And if that holds steady, then the rest of it will just.
What's your like touchstone for Agatha? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Such
it's
a good
like
question.
I always have this thing where I have like a key. Like I have like, what's my like when if I lose sight of my character, like what's my touchstone?
Yes.
Like what's that?
God, I want to know
'Cause-
yours.
Oh.
I'm so curious. Agatha wears this locket around her neck
Mm-hmm.
with Hecate, which is like the maiden mother crown, which is so beautiful to me. It's like all women are all things all the time. This is true. We carry them all in us always. And in the show, Agatha has a piece of Nikki, her son's hair in their locket. And my family had, just before I shot, had given me, because I was going to be gone for a while, and it was like, they gave me a little locket with their hair in it, not knowing that this was in the show.
Stop.
I know, I'm sort of crying.
Oh my God.
So I didn't, and I couldn't tell them that it was in the show. Like I was like they didn't want to hear anything. So the whole time we were shooting it, I had just had that underneath. So that was like a trunk into the center of the earth, just like knowing that was under all of it. And also like and also just exactly what was underneath her the whole time. So it was kind of weirdly matched up. But what was yours for this?
For Running Point.
Yeah.
My touchstone for Isla,
I love Isla.
honestly,
I want to be her sister. I want to hang out with her. Like I want you need to have a long lost sister.
I wish
now.
I had a sister.
No, but honestly, you do.
But that was
Also,
my
you-
touchstone, which is like my life. My touchstone is me being the only girl.
Yeah.
So like for me, it was always like if I ever felt like I was losing sight, I would wait, hold on. Like I just want my brothers to see me as able, and like so with all, because I think as like in anything that's like big in scope or comedy, like you gotta have some sort of rooted foundation.
Yes.
And mine is just like Isla's just to like be seen as competent,
Yeah.
which is like how I still feel about my brothers. I'm competent, Oliver and
I don't
Wyatt.
know, you also, I can imagine, very competitive when playing sports.
Yes, yes.
So I'm sure you give them a huge run for their money. I would
Yeah.
not
I'm
play
like, why
against
are
you in any one-on-one. I would just like implode. I'd be like, then you just be like doing a ball around me, doing a ball.
My thing is
Anyway,
like, if
ask
you're
a
not playing to
basketball
win,
question.
why are you playing?
Yeah.
Just take it on. Like everything else, emotional stuff, like even arts, like I don't feel any competition at all. But if there's a game, if there's a ball and there's a net, or if there's a concept like, no, it goes here and that's how you
If there is a
win.
board game,
Oh.
you are so good and intense at board games. And I'm always like, with 5 minutes in, I'm like, bye. Can't keep up. I just want to talk by the next. But you are so good at games.
I just love playing. I love competitive
for our
spirit.
brains. Well, you played sports.
Yeah, I was.
lot.
Yes, I had to actually choose between sports and like the arts.
What was your game?
Soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah, and I was like, even like people were wanting me to run track in like colleges and stuff. Like I was really sporty, but I also loved to dance and I loved my acting, and in 11th grade, it was like I had to make the call. I was either gonna go like heavy into sports because I would have needed to like start to, you know, when you get to a certain age, like you got to start training differently, and it like becomes something so
Yes.
different. Or like smoke some cigarettes and
I just
dance and
play it.
and go have some fun and go play a couple different kinds of roles.
What is going on?
I've got my first dinner with a player, and it's Travis, and he's the most annoying one. So, yeah, I'm a little scared I'm gonna stab him with a fork.
Talking about all of this, like, Kate, I have known you to have an incredible voice, just like playing around, like hearing you and the whole world stops and you're like, what? And the fact that there's so many things. The fact that, I mean, you're such an extraordinary singer. I was lucky enough to be at your house for very early. You played some tracks.
Oh
It's just
yeah,
like the few
oh my
of us.
God, that's right.
And I just remember like goosebumps, and to see you like having that be like a major part of your life right now.
I'm so happy.
It's so inspiring,
I
Kate,
love.
because a lot of people don't have the freaking guts to go for it. Like, like you think you're like in a box, this is who you are, but to put yourself out there and that with that much like openness, like full throttled, is like, it's really moving to me. And it's inspiring to like to so many women that it's like you can change. You could, this is our one trip.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it.
I think that's the thing that you're gonna make me emotional. But I think that's the thing, is that it was like, if I didn't do it,
Oh,
you know, I think you're so cute.
I want to
But I know you
feel so
too
far away
well.
from
You
you.
shouldn't have. I'm like, oh God, you hit me.
I'm sorry, Kate. I knew it.
No, but I think what it is like in COVID, it was like it and I've said this a lot, but it really was like, God, if I die, I feel like I've left things on the table. It doesn't matter what the success of them are, but like I haven't achieved my full potential as an artist, and it's still going. What am I so afraid of, really? You know, I think like anything, it doesn't matter if it's art, it doesn't matter if it's like changing course and like business, career, whatever, but like it's that moment where you actually see and start to feel your mortality and actually think like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like what am I putting out there? Even if it means something to one person, you know, then it means something to me, you know? Even if it meant something to nobody, at least I did it.
Yes.
At least I had the courage to do it. And if I don't have the courage to do something that I love so much, what are my kids gonna think? Like what am I leaving to them, you know? Like I want them to see me be fearless in my pursuits. And I didn't realize like, you know, that it would have like, that I would hear people say that. Like it wasn't like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, sure, but
you realize like, oh yeah, like I'm at an age where people don't take those or chances, or just because it's scary and
terrifying.
yeah, it's
And also like,
then you have to be like, fuck it. Like, fuck it. I mean, sorry, PBS.
sorry, PBS.
But like, you know, really, like in anything, you know what I mean? It just doesn't matter. And then it's either gonna like resonate or it won't, but it doesn't matter
Doesn't
at
matter.
that point,
But,
you know?
but also that your voice has got to feel like,
By the way, it means so much to hear that. I mean, I know there's like cameras rolling and now everybody's like crying on actors. For you
like
to
Barbara
say that,
Walters, I-
to-
really didn't know this was going to happen.
we've known each other
I
for
know.
so long.
know.
You know, even if we haven't like, you know, we know our little self, our younger selves.
And I've always known the like deepest soul that's in there that is like so connected. And that when you sing, there's no hiding at all.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like bravery of that, and that you just happen to have like an instrument from God. Like it's so beautiful. But like, you know, we sent you when we got our LP.
Yeah.
We were like, we gotta have this on vinyl. Like Kate has that record on vinyl. Like it was so exciting.
It was so exciting.
We weren't scared. I had his hand in a pretty locket.
I feel similar thing with you, which is like we hadn't seen each other for a long time, but then I got to be with you in Glass Onion, and to see your career take off, like from afar, what that felt like for me to watch you blossom, and then to continue to watch you sort of hone your craft and do all of this like amazing work. And you know, it's so hard and challenging to be funny, but then to also like hit all of these like emotional moments like you do in Agatha and then studio. So as Ike was doing Running Point, he was going and doing studio with you.
Yes.
So I would hear like everything that was going on your set.
Yes. And vice versa.
And I would all
Amazing.
I get was like, oh my God, you should have seen what Kathryn was wearing. And then when I got to watch the show, I was like, oh, now how much did you have to do with your costume?
A bunch.
You did,
Yeah,
okay.
we were able to like, it was like kid in a candy store. Like our amazing costume designer would bring in these, you know how it goes. And then it was like that adage of like, take off one thing before you leave the house. We were like, put 2 more things back on and they both have to say Prada. Like it was so many labels, like
so
label,
great.
label, label. It was like, it felt so gross and ostentatious. Like that, just that feeling of having to like fill out those brands, those, not, they're amazing brands, but like those labels on the outside.
Yeah,
Like that was like a job to not have it to not have it wear me so completely
Yeah,
that I was
what
like,
is Maya hiding?
disappear. A big, dark, empty hole of nothing.
We need this movie to work. I can't sell this never-ending Snorri.
What was your
Loneliness.
touchstone for Maya?
Oh.
Like, did you have like people that you were like, were there?
There's definitely like vibes, not one particular person, but I mean, everybody knows like a
Yeah.
person that has like that kind of label armor. Like it was like she was going to war, like fashion war. Like it was
Yeah.
like so many different, like everything on the outside. And so I think for her like touchstone, I mean, I never wear my nails long. And so
Yeah.
I think that was probably it. I still don't understand how people do it. I do
know.
not understand it.
I do love a good nail though.
You
It's hard now.
can
I'm playing
handle-
guitar. It's hard, but I love my nails. But no
No,
longer.
I would start crying if I tried to unbutton my jeans to go to the bathroom. Because I was like, I can't put them back on. Or I'd be like this, and I'd be like, is that guacamole from Snack? Like, I don't know how people keep them
You have
clean.
to keep it brushed.
Gotta have it brushed
you gotta have
all the
brush.
time.
Now, the oneers was
Oh,
like a
yes.
huge thing in the show. Were they full oneers?
I think there's some invisible scenes,
Okay.
but barely. And I think that
What did was that?
it was
Kinda
technically
crazy?
like a crazy thing to figure out. Because especially because it was so scripted and perfect, like the jokes are so right there and everything is so clear that we had to choreograph it with the camera department so intensely that there really wasn't any room to play around. Like you knew when the camera was gonna be on you and then slide away and then come back around. You're like, here comes the camera, here comes the camera. Like, oh, I hope I know. And they're like, line. And then they have to go back to the, no, but I think it added to the stress because nobody wanted to screw it up for anybody else. So
Yeah.
that we all also just wanted to hit the jokes in like a short amount of time. That's difficult.
Did you improv while that was happening, or was it just pretty
It was
scripted?
a little bit of improv, but nobody wanted to be the idiot with like a stupid idea.
for the
They would just
oneer.
screw it up
It's
for
so
and just see our
terrible.
genius camera operator being like, for some stupid I had idea that didn't make any sense to the scene. So it really kept us like, but I think that also helped so much with this crazy ensemble. And yeah, Ike, the way we would just like, I hope your ears were burning. It was so delicious to talk. Like it was like a
Oh,
conduit
God.
to you. It just felt like you were in like the next school over. It was really sweet.
I was so jealous, even though I was having so much fun. I was also like, oh my God.
like
Like,
have to do an episode of Studio.
I know, well,
Anyway.
I want to go back to Agatha. What was your favorite trial? I know what mine was.
Oh, I want to hear what it was. Well, I loved Patty's episode 7 just because that just killed me.
Yeah.
And the way it all
So
kind of fit together for her, like just I think it's a piece of writing and it's a performance that like, that's my favorite. Also visually, it's like
So great.
great. It was a grievous.
What was your favorite costume?
The Road Witch look at the beginning. It was kind of like a
Oh, yeah.
Kathryn Hepburn-y.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like-
Oh, yeah.
just
You were
like
like,
the-
hey, Sorn. I'm Kathryn. However she talks.
What if I was Agatha, but I was like, I'm Kathryn? That's how
The worst Kathryn Hepburn impersonation.
Oh, I thought you were doing Kathryn Hahn. I was like,
No.
I'm Kathryn.
No, I was trying to do Kathryn Hepburn.
Listen, I
was
saw it
trying
in
to
there.
get that-
I'm not doing it.
I
But,
can't do it.
but I love that coat. I love the
Oh,
pants.
I loved
the,
it too. You looked so great in it.
It's so
and the
fabulous.
hair.
And the hair thread. Yeah, all the costumes were just fantastic.
I loved the rock and roll costume on you. I loved
should
the
have
low
knew that was gonna be.
V.
Yes.
I
Deep
love
V.
the deep V was so
There's
good.
a lot. That whole thing was so fun. And then Patty just behind us with Zills, like
Oh,
Patty LaPone
By the
playing
way,
backup.
and singing in front of her was that like
I was like, "Da-da-da-da-da," like I couldn't. There was no way to take it in. Like, also, I think at the beginning what I did, because I don't really know, is I just sang it so loud to the recording so much at first, and I
did
just
you
remember her
lose-
being like, "You don't have to do that loud."
did
every
you
time."
lose your voice?
Well, I didn't lose my voice, but it was definitely
Yeah, you were
deep
in
for a
it.
while after it.
Oh, what is it like being in the Marvel universe? Like, do you love it? Do you enjoy
wanna-
it?
I want to be Captain Marvel or whatever.
Because you kind of are in this interesting pocket of Marvel
That's
because it's
I think what is
totally different than everything else. I mean,
Yes.
even just, the storyline, like a queer storyline
Yeah.
is just so awesome that it's sort of like,
all women,
All
over
women.
40, and this like beautiful queer boy,
Yeah.
like young man. But like it's because if WandaVision was the first streaming show for them on Disney Plus, so it felt like we were kind of like this like splinter unit that could kind of get away with stuff. I love it all, but the fact that my way in was as a witch.
yeah.
was,
Yeah.
like,
So
the
great.
coolest. Yeah, it
So
felt very,
fun.
very cool.
How are we supposed to get it right when tarot is completely subjective?
Oh my God.
Some of the lines, and you guys just reminisce a bit.
Wait, am I doing?
Yeah, what's happening right now?
They're all your own.
Okay, they're all our own
Yeah,
lines.
it's all your own
Okay.
lines, but
No,
you'll
we're just reading our
go
lines.
back and forth.
Okay.
Okay.
If the most beautiful woman in the world acted the way you did, any normal guy would still go running in the other direction.
The most beautiful woman in the world acted the way you did. Any normal guy would still go running in the other direction.
Is that Ben to you?
I don't remember. Let's do it.
Okay. Are you dating him or contemplating an adoption?
Are you dating him or are you contemplating adoption?
Do you remember what that's about? I kind of do. Got a real
I
cute
remember-
dog.
What? Yeah.
Oh, but this can't be about the dog.
No, that's about Matthew.
Ah,
Remember?
yes. Yes.
God, we really forgot. This
Are you
movie.
dating him or
We are off.
contemplating adoption? We gotta do a remake. It just
I
gotta
gotta-
be like, I don't remember.
Are you saying I'm some kind of mental person?
Oh my God, with the plant. You just pick it up.
You saying I'm some kind of mental person?
And when was it that you first realized that you were attracted to other men?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And when was it that you first realized that you were attracted to other men?
I mean, we
Sally
both.
Jassy Raphael. Call him in the middle of the night and tell him everything you had to eat in a day. What's wrong with that? I'm kidding.
Oh. That
That was one of the things that poor Michelle.
Oh, Michelle.
Michelle.
Call him in the middle of the night and tell him everything you had to eat that day. What's wrong with that? I'm kidding.
You know what?
remember-
Michelle is very successful.
I'm sure.
She has a lot of children.
Oh my God, she's got so many kids.
So many kids.
She's like 4.
She's got her husband wrapped around her finger. Okay.
Okay, you can't lose something you never had. I mean,
You can't lose something you never had.
it was
Those
also
are pretty great though.
freezing when I went
Yes.
that day. When I was
Wait, when was that
outside.
day? I remember this.
Yeah, I was outside, and it was when I was running out. Was right after the "You're So Vain," and I'm like in the
In the
yellow
street.
dress, and I'm like, "You can't lose something you never had." But it was like,
That was freezing.
yeah, it was cold.
Is it lost? The yellow dress? Is it lost?
Someone has
Actually-
a yellow dress. It's probably in like Karen Patch's like attic. I think it might actually be in like the museum.
There should be the
I
academy.
think it
the
is
wardrobe.
in. I don't know if it's in the academy, but I think it's in like the. I don't know. It's
But
in
it should be
something.
because it's like an iconic.
Oh, that
And was it
dress.
Carolina
Carolina Herrera? Mhm.
I'm hearing a lot of latent anger here, Benjamin.
That damn scene.
I'm hearing a lot of latent anger here, Benjamin.
My boyfriend thinks I'm fat, and I can't eat in front of him. I can't eat in front of you. I have to go to the bathroom.
My boyfriend thinks I'm fat. And I can't eat in front of him.
Was that when he's
That's when I
the poker
flicked
scene?
the thing. No, that's when we were in the restaurant.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I,
You have to go.
and I. So a lot of the movie was ad lib. Like we had a lot of it was like written situations. You know,
Yes.
but we kind of would go there and have fun. You know,
It was like chemistry. Everybody, like the friend, but like all of it just felt like
Oh God. Oh, that is so
Ah,
funny.
our sweet Annie.
Annie.
Crazy. The first time we had sex, it was so beautiful. I cried. It was so emotional. I even told him I loved him. It was how I felt. I wanted to express myself.
The first time that we had sex, it was so beautiful. I cried.
Do you remember that? Do you remember where you're saying that?
Am I saying it in
I remember really
with
well.
my flannel nightgown on when you came to visit me? Yeah,
And we're
with the zit cream.
yeah, the zit cream.
That was a Linda Obst call. Was that nightgown?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it, but she was like, every woman that's been broken up with wants to be in one of those flannel nightgowns.
Ugh, I have a whole like literally closet area of flannel.
I love flannel. I remember
Ugh.
having to cut the sleeves off when I was a kid because it cut off my circulation. Anyway,
Our love fern. You let it die.
I love Fern.
Our love fern!
The
Okay.
love fern.
Why does this always happen to me? Things were going great for like a week and a half, then all of a sudden it's over and I'm mystified. Seriously, I'm mystified because it always starts so well.
Things are going great for like a week and a half, and then all of a sudden it's over, and I am mystified.
Basically, the whole movie is about you. Basically, you are the reason for How to Lose a Guy Intended.
But you know,
Your
it took
character.
me a while to figure out what the title meant. How to Lose a Guy Intended. 'Cause I kept being like, wait, what does this mean? Like, why would you do that? Like, you really have to try to put yourself in that situation for 10 days. Get really close to it, all the stuff, and then be like, just kidding. That was really intense. Journalism, back in the day. Hard hitting.
By the way,
I know. I'm right there with you. You have to say it, but it's truth.
no, it's crazy because every time I've sat down and done interviews, there's at least two people. Is this? I don't know if this is what you were going to
This
say.
is when we were doing the junket.
Yeah, and people would like sit down and be like, "You're the reason," and that movie was the reason why I became a journalist.
So many. When we were doing the junket
We
for
were
Glass
like-
Onion, it was like that. A
They were like,
bunch
"Your
of young women.
movie was like made me this," and we're
How
like,
rad is that?
"It's awesome," and totally like not what I would
You're
have.
doing this boss part right now too. It's like pretty amazing the roles that you choose. I'd say especially for young.
I also
humans.
think like I just want things to be good and for people to enjoy,
Yes.
you know. But how fun that there's girls out there, I hope, that are like, yeah, I can be in an executive position in male
Yes.
dominated sports. Why not?
There's so many men in leadership positions in women's
Yeah. Women's everything.
spaces.
Yeah.
and,
Everywhere.
and women's everywhere. But
Yeah.
like the fact that it's like
Yeah,
that
because-
you're a part of the like.
And
of
look,
course.
like especially like someone like me who grew up with like baseball family, all boys. I didn't grow up with my sisters. I love sports.
Yeah.
And I love men's sports and
Yeah.
and women's sports, of course. But like I would have never thought growing up that I could have been in that field. And I think now it's changing and it's been changing, but it's so fun to like be in a show that's about that, you know?
Just to get to know the minutia of the players and like the whole NBA. Like that would be really fun.
It's also fun to also be able to go to Lakers games.
And also, I
now I'm
might
like, hey,
ask you for a
Jeannie,
Lakers ticket.
can I go to a Lakers game? Sure, come on. I'm like, oh my God,
So
what a
glad
show.
that she is like she's also a badass.
She's
it's incredible.
amazing.
This show
She's
is so
she's
awesome.
an amazing woman, and so is Linda Rambis. And that's who Brenda's song is based on.
Okay,
So
yes.
they just like run the Lakers, and they're just awesome. It's really cool.
So excited for you and proud of you, and I'm so
I'm
happy
so
to see you. And I
excited
can't
and
believe
proud
that it feels like no time has ever passed.
I love you so
I
much.
love you so much.
Dinner, family dinner.
Family dinner,
Overdue.
please.